Hey y'all, this is Southern Woods here. Welcome to the 4th episode of the Tour of Toona. This time around we're going to be at McKinney Campground, alright, which is a campground located in Acworth, Georgia, not too far off of Glade Road before Red Top Mountain State Park. Alright, this campground has 150 campsites. I've never been to McKinney personally, so this will be a first for me. The only downside to this whole thing, the weather's supposed to be shit. It's raining right now, it's supposed to be on and off rain throughout the day and through the night. I don't know how much that's going to affect us outside of just being comfortable. We're going to try to stay as dry as possible. I'm going to try to get as much good B-roll as I can in the breaks of the rain, and we will see what happens. But hopefully this ends up being a good Tour of Toona, and McKinney hopefully can represent itself well. What do y'all think? Anthony said I look like a dang Quaker if he just discovered modern clothing. Put in the comments what y'all think. Alright y'all, we've arrived to our campsite. Campsite 89 at McKinney Campground. I think I chose a pretty decent one. I tried to find one that was kind of tucked away by the water, and I think I did a good job. This is what we're dealing with shoreline wise. Got room for a pole here, maybe 2 poles there. If no one shows up at this campground, we'll have some more shoreline. Same right here, we'll have some more shoreline to work with. The water, I mean, I feel like there's potential. So we'll end up seeing what happens. We gotta get set up and put some lines in the water. All right, y'all, this is my fishing seat for the day and night. Yes, sir. All right, y'all, so as for accessibility here at McKinney Campground, you do have to pay, obviously. It's a campground, $32, which is the standard for Allatoona campgrounds. Getting here, pretty easy. There's no big traffic area on the way, at least close by to the campgrounds. The campground attendants that at least I encountered, they were friendly, they're cooperative, good folks. Checking in was fine. Early check-in is 2 hours before normal check-in. So overall, pretty easy to get in. There's plenty of camp spots. So especially on a weekday, hopefully you wouldn't have too many neighbors. So I'm gonna give accessibility a 4.4 out of 5. All right, 88 on your test. B+ for accessibility.
Sure.
We're at the day use area, seeing if we can't catch any bait fish where there, isn't any rocks.
Whoa, that's not funny. Diving is the 5th leading cause of spinal cord injury.
Did not know that. Alright. Technically not supposed to fish on these docks.
Cast netting.
And depending on who you ask, but we're gonna throw it a few times anyway. Nothing first cast. A pretty decent one. I'd stop now. How pretty is the area? Is it trashy? McKinney Campground, at least from what I could tell, fairly well kept. All right, there's not a whole bunch of trash. There is some here and there. The beach area could be a little bit more maintained overall if you plan on doing some swimming, but this is all about fishing. It's a nice area overall. No spectacular views. The site on the lake we're on, the lake views is decent enough. Overall, I'm going to give it a 4.3 out of 5. All right, solid B for aesthetic. I think it's nice. It's not trashy, but it's nothing amazing as far as campsites go. So there you go. Now we just got to wait for those fishing scores. All right, y'all, we've been fishing for 3 or 4 hours now. It's now getting to about peak time. All right, a couple hours before sunset. So we're getting close to hopefully when the biting would be good, but we got maybe one bite this whole time. Just nothing's out here, and I know the weather overall isn't the best, but very disappointing. We'll hope our luck turns around before it gets dark. All right, y'all, now let's talk about fishability. All right, how easy it is to fish at McKinney Campground. I think each campsite, from what I've seen, will give you enough shoreline and enough room for 2 to 3 poles at least, maybe. The shoreline isn't super open. All right, there's some trees on the shoreline that could be in the way depending on what campsite you are. So not super constricted, but fairly limited. There is a decent amount of boat traffic on this side of the lake, close to a marina. It's kind of wide open, susceptible to wind a little bit, so that's going to hurt the score. But what's going to hurt it most of all is just the shoreline. It is mainly purely just rock. All right, like the pier marina rocks. All right, those kind of dark blue ones. And they go out pretty far into the water, so it makes bottom fishing very difficult. Already hung up a bunch, lost 3 hooks, so it really forces you in a position where you may want to do topwater with a bobber. So there's some limitations at McKinney Campground, all right, for the fishability score. So I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5, all right, a 70, all right, like a C minus D plus. It's just not amazing, all right. I'm not in love with the ability to fish here. What you cooking up?
Dinty more beef stew.
Yes, sir. Looks like Anthony is already retired from fishing for the day. Anthony, any words for the camera?
Huh?
Any words for the camera?
No, I don't have any words.
Yep. No words. That's how I can describe this fishing experience so far as well. All right, y'all. So it's the next morning, and we did get a small bass. All right, not too bad. First fish, pretty much right before we're about to leave. One fish is all we caught, y'all, and maybe one other bite. Fished most of yesterday afternoon into the evening, and this morning, one fish. That's a lot of hours and time for just one fish. So I would usually only give a spot like this 1 point out of 5 for the fishing luck score, but since I haven't been here and maybe it's just an off couple days here, maybe the fishing's usually better, I'll give just a little bit of credit back. So I'll give the fishing luck score for McKinney Campground a 1.5 out of 5 stars. All right, if there was more bites, maybe I'd be a little bit more generous, but 2 bites, 1 fish. So that makes the overall fishing score for McKinney Campground a 6.8 out of 10. So a 68% D plus. The worst so far on the Tour of Toona. Just barely below Gult's Ferry. And hey, it's a fairly kept, aesthetically pleasing place. All right, not bad views. Accessibility was good, but the bigger things that count, the fishability and the fishing luck, were pretty low here. Fishing was difficult. It was frustrating. Lost more hooks than I caught fish. So I can only be so generous. So once again, McKinney Campground here in Cartersville, a 6.8 out of 10, 68%, D+. Like if you like this video, if you're excited for the next spot, the next Tour of Tuna episode, subscribe, join the Southern Woods community for more fishing videos, outdoor videos, food reviews, and etc. Without further ado, y'all, hope y'all have better luck on your fishing expeditions, and without further ado, Southern Woods out.